Welcome to the Sharkpreneur podcast with Kevin Harrington and Seth Greene. Kevin Harrington is the inventor of the infomercial, one of the original sharks from the hit TV show Shark Tank, and has generated over $5 billion in TV and digital direct response sales. Seth Greene is the world's first trusted authority on cutting-edge direct response marketing, a best-selling author, and the only 3-time Marketer of the Year nominee. On the podcast, Kevin and Seth interview Sharkpreneurs who share straight talk on what it takes to explode your business.
Why do so many businesses struggle while others seem to explode overnight? Do you wish you had the secret to this type of exponential growth? Now, I've scaled more than 20 businesses to over $100 million, and it's not just luck. In my new book with Mark Tim, Mentor to Millions, you'll learn the repeatable framework I use in all my business ventures for massive success. Order at kevinmentor.com and get over $1,000 in bonuses. Head to kevinmentor.com.
Welcome to the podcast. This is your host, Seth Greene. Today I have the good fortune to be joined by copywriting legend Mike Stenger. Mike, thank you so much for joining us.
It's awesome to be on here. I appreciate you having me on.
Of course. So let's go back in time a little bit, because you weren't always responsible for tens of millions of dollars in sales. How did you get started?
So my background, I first got started in social media marketing. So I'm one of the lucky generation who was around. I was in high school when MySpace came out, which was this big new social media thing. And I just kind of got obsessed with it. And through that, I met business people and people who helped mentor me. And then so during high school, I was doing social media consulting, social media management, did a little bit of that out of high school. And then I just naturally transitioned to writing. So I started writing technology articles. I was an Android fanboy. So I was writing technology blog articles for these different Android sites. And then one thing led to another. I discovered Direct Response, Gary Halbert, Claude Hopkins, Eugene Schwartz, all those people, and been just head down last 7-8 years, just doing direct response copy.
Well, I know you're not giving yourself enough credit there. And I know the longer version of that story could be in a book somewhere if it isn't already. So let's talk a little bit about some of the amazing success you've been able to achieve.
Yeah. So, there was a crypto startup I worked with back in 2018, helped them. They also had if anyone's familiar with, it's called an SEC Reg A plus equity offering. So they were able to sell shares in their parent company. And so in 1 year helped them generate a little over $20 million through that. And then also selling some physical products and things of that nature. So that's probably one of my biggest wins. And then also being able to generate over $1 million through email alone in a single month for a client. That was a pretty big milestone. Those are the ones that kind of stand out there.
Absolutely. Those are incredible results. What do you think makes your results so different from the norm?
So I think what makes me a little bit different is I'm really highly self-aware. And so I'm very clear of, where I'm maybe falling short, or like maybe I try to approach copy, and what I learned from my mentor, Sam Markowitz, is really approaching copy line by line and asking myself, is this pulling people in, or is this pushing them away? So are they tapped into what I'm writing? So I analyze things a little bit more closely, and also I'm very self-aware and aware that I can always improve, and I'm very good with taking feedback. So I think that helps out a lot. And my ego, I'm not gonna lie, my ego still will get in the way, but I'm pretty good at looking at things objectively and seeing where things can be improved.
That makes a lot of sense. Talk a little bit about the way your business works now.
Yeah, so I guess you would consider me freelance. So I have clients mostly in financial, self-development, and e-commerce. So I help out with everything you can think of when it comes to the sales copy. So email is really my specialty. That's where I thrive. Email sequences, optimizing sequences, campaigns, things of that nature, but also helping everything from all the way from people seeing an ad to every step of the funnel all the way through.
And who is an ideal client for you now?
So ideal client for me would be someone in those three verticals: financial, self-development, ecom, typically generating at least $1 million a year. Because to be honest, I'm not cheap. And I also want someone who's already established some success, is already doing well, and wants to kick things up a notch. So someone who's already successful, already has, maybe 1 or 2 really good offers out, and would like to grow their profits a bit.
And if you're doing a lot of email marketing, how do you stay on top of all the trends? Like, everything in our industry seems to change all of the time. Now the last year, ChatGPT and Jasper and AI are all the rage. How do you stay on top of and ahead of all of that?
Yeah, so I'm just head down in this stuff all the time, and I'm a part of all these different copywriting groups. So I would say actually other people help me stay in tune with everything. So, just Facebook groups, just copywriters I'm friends with, chat with. And yeah, we could get into AI. That's a whole other thing. I could talk for, hours about that stuff.
Well, unfortunately, we don't have hours, but let's do a tiny dive into the AI pond. Tell me a little bit about, we'll get you off on a little bit of a rant.
Yeah, so I'm actually a little contrarian when it comes to AI. So there seems to be some copywriters are afraid of it. They're afraid they can be replaced. And I've just through all the months, I've just been playing around with ChatGPT. I actually think that most business owners, with where ChatGPT is right now, you actually don't need a copywriter. That right now in its current state, it can generate good enough copy. That said, if you're happy with just good enough, then AI can help you. But if you want great or excellent copy, then it's probably best that you consult a professional, so someone who has experience, who's put in the work to help you.
Now, you focus a lot on storytelling in your copy. Talk a little bit about that approach.
Yeah, so we've been telling stories for thousands of years. It's just naturally just ingrained in us. It's just a primal thing, and it's how you kind of bridge the gap, and how you convert that attention into ultimately selling your product. And so stories are just a great way of getting people in, relating to them, and pushing them further along.
That makes a lot of sense. With all the success you've achieved, what's your biggest challenge now?
My biggest challenge, so I did make a mistake the last couple of years. For a while there, I got a little big for my britches and thought I was just hot stuff, and realized that I have way more room to grow. And so I'm right. My biggest challenge right now is I want to work with much bigger clients. I'm happy with my clients now, but I want to work with $100 million companies and beyond. So I'm looking to work with some really big fish, really show what I'm made of, and also just hone my skills. Yeah.
Awesome. Your passion is obvious. What do you like best about what you're doing now?
I mean, to me, it all comes down to the freedom. Doing what I do, it gives me the freedom. We've talked about it. I have a 4-year-old. I live in San Diego, so like the weather is awesome pretty much year round. So I like being able to just on a whim, just like go hike with I have a husky. So that's been, go on trips and things like that. And for me, the writing, just tapping into that creative state, I feel happiest when I'm creating. I don't know if anyone else can relate to that, but when you get in the zone, now sometimes getting in the zone is a headache because sometimes you just can't get into it. But when you get into that flow state, it's just a very, very happy, very positive place to be. And so I really enjoy that. So that and having the freedom is huge for me.
Yep. The flow state creativity is probably my favorite part of the job. How do clients find you now?
Mostly through Facebook. That's been probably 90% of how people reach me, and then also just through referrals. But my website is my name, MikeStenger.com, and you can mainly find me on Facebook and LinkedIn.
Awesome. For our folks watching and listening who want to learn more, where is the best place for them to go?
Facebook would be the best if you're there. If not, just go to my website, MikeStenger.com.
All right. Well, this has been Seth Greene with Mike Stenger of MikeStenger.com. Mike, thank you so much for joining us.
All right. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks, everybody, for watching or listening. We will talk to you or see you next time.
Do you need money to fund your idea, product, or service? Are you ready to take your business to the next level, but need capital to get it done? Kevin Harrington has heard more than 50,000 pitches and knows how to help you make the perfect pitch to get the funding for your entrepreneurial dream. He's distilled the process down in his perfect pitch cheat sheet, and it's yours for free. Just text PITCH to him right now at 727-888-2100. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 right now and claim your free perfect pitch cheat sheet. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 to start funding your dream today.
This show has been produced by Market Domination, LLC. To discover how you can have your own show completely done for you and turn it into a real published book and become the authority in your marketplace, go to www.marketdominationllc.com/podcast offer.